Worry weakens the connections between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex of our brain. Yes, this is the structure of the brain that I have here. The model of this brain, the prefrontal cortex gets weakened. That is the executive functioning. So the connectivity between that and the amygdala, which is just in the middle, and it weakens it. So the signal that the amygdala is sending to the prefrontal cortex for it to say, knock, 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 I need some help here, executive functioning brain, because I've got some emotional triggers here that I need you to take hold of. If you are worrying, the door will not open. How do I know this? Hi guys, I'm Toyin Okanuga. I am the author of Hush to Roar. I am your self-realization mindset expert, and I can't emphasize enough how I know the effects of worrying on the brain and in the mind, and how it influences how we choose, behave, act to ourselves and to others in a damaging way. So thank you again for joining me here. And as I said before on my videos, please let's get into a dialogue. Comment, say anything, ask questions so I know that I'm not here alone. Thank you very much, Udi. Thank you everyone else who has been coming in and been commenting, and offline as well. You can do it on the actual videos, but thank you so much. I appreciate all your comments because I believe that these can be life-saving videos. So today I am talking about the second session of my mind cardio series. So it's to reduce stress, anxiety and depressive symptoms. So we have been hit by a lot of things in recent years that have caused a lot of anxiety, stress, and sadly even suicidal thoughts that are resulting in some very destructive sort of like events, quite disturbing actually. But the thing is, when we think deeply about how a thought that we have influences our behavior, we will know the effects that yes, we need to really have a mind cardio. And it's all well and good when you are not in that situation anymore, but what about when you're still in the thick of it, when you've just lost your job, you've got children who are asking you for money, you've got your partner who you're not really having a nice time with, and everything all seems to be happening at once, you know. And I cannot emphasize enough that I understand to an extent, because of course this is life. We all experience it. The rich, the poor, the religious, the non-religious, everyone is in this life together. So no one really goes unscathed, sort of like, you know. So I, to an extent, have been having my own battles here. But what's helped me is because I constantly have my mind cardio. And does that mean that I get it all right? No, 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 no. I stumble and I just pray, Lord, please get me back up again. And I have my notes here because as I've said in my previous videos, I can't do without the Holy Spirit, without the Lord in my life, because you have to believe in something. And if you believe in something that lets you down, and you might think, yeah, but I have believed in God, and God promised us life, and that life will contain a lot of things within it. But that doesn't mean that God is not in the midst of it all. That's for my personal experience. And yes, when I was in the thick of it, I didn't think God was part of me in that struggle. But I can tell you that if you believe, and you will get stronger. It doesn't mean you won't face troubles here and there. It just means that your mind cardio is of sound mind, and you will be able to deal with the things when you believe and trust that you will get through it. And yes, it's easier said than done. I know this. But if we want to live in a life where we are not struggling with anxiety and depression, which is affecting our brain, I showed you the structure of the brain earlier, the model of it, we will have to do a mind cardio every single day. So before I wake up, before I get up, I think of my thoughts. I say, Lord, give me that sound mind today as I start my day. And it's so important that you believe in something. For me, it's Jesus, so that I know that whatever I do, I will be guided. So, as I said, it's mind cardio session 2, and it's to reduce the stress, depressive thoughts and anxiety. So the amygdala and prefrontal cortex that I said, they lose their ability to connect when we worry. Should we worry? We should worry, but not let the worry get to an extent where we are feeling so anxious that our prefrontal cortex, which is the executive level, does not have the ability to think logically. So that is the breaking connection that we'll have. So what would have happened if you knock on the door, the amygdala knocks on the door and it doesn't open, the amygdala will get frightened, and then it will sort of like have I don't know, you might have heard the term, the amygdala hijack. So you get hijacked by your emotions and you run away with thoughts that are negative. And you can worry so much that you start imagining things that are worse than that might actually happen. So, and that has been my experience in the past, where I worry myself sick. Yeah, I used to worry myself sick of things that will happen, things that will not happen, things that I think might happen. And in the end, it all worked out right. But I've, in that process, affected the structural brain connectivity. So I just want to go through, I've got my notes here so that I don't miss something. So what I want to tell you today is things that we can do to reduce the anxiety in this life that is giving us no notice of things that can be damaging to our lives. You know my story, but please get Hoshtorog, get it from Amazon, all major stores, and also in Nigeria. Send me a private message and I'll send you the address of where it is in Nigeria. But today I just want to go through the steps or the different ways that you can use to make sure that you're not getting hyper, sort of like in that hyper mode of anxiety where you are hurting yourself, and eventually sometimes you see nowhere out and start to hurt others, thinking you'll be okay because you're manifesting that anxiety into action, which is negative and devastating actions that result in anxiety and depression. So please guys, these are tips. And why I went to the brain is, as I've said before, I'm studying psychology and neuroscience in mental health. I've obtained quite a lot of other certificates in child maltreatment, young adults and their mental health, as well as introduction to cognitive psychology. And I'm loving it because it's helping me heal better, helping me help others, but also help train children as well, how to get hold of their emotions and not let fear rule their lives. And it's been very rewarding. So these are the few things that I do that I can also recommend to you. So the first one is create a positive future story. Now you might think, yeah, but I'm anxious right now. Yeah, your brain has no way of thinking or thinking that what you are thinking of positively is happening now or it's happened in the future. So why not choose to think of something that would happen positively? So how do you do that? So in another video, I spoke about optimistic mental attitude, and that's about a garden, sowing a seed. So check another video of mine, you'll see how I say that the thoughts, you know, we plant seeds in our mind and how we think, and that is, oh my gosh, please watch that video. But so create a positive future story. So optimism, and say what you feel, what you want. Just project that. Trust me. Say, I really want to do this. I remember when I was going through a series of depressive symptoms in my life, and I used to say, all I want to do is to share my story and go to children and teach them about secret bad secrets and good secrets. I would love to do that. And at the time I said it, I thought, but you know, I can never do that. But then I thought, no, I really want to. And now I've done that, and it was so fulfilling, because that was my future positive way of saying, I'm going to stay optimistic that one day I will teach, and I will hopefully transform other people's life through my story. So think of a positive futuristic thing that you'd love to do. Think of it, and the brain connections will start to react as though it's happening now, and you start to get a release of dopamine chemicals that are called happy chemicals in your brain. Before you know it, you're in action and you want to do things that are positive, right? Now, before I go on to the next, well, I'm not saying you should band-aid the issue that's making you anxious. It's to be in action. So when you have that positive future story, you'll start to think, actually, let me sort out the problem. Is it my bills that are coming in that I'm delaying and I'm just burying those letters? No, let me open them. To pick up the phone, make a phone call, say, I can't afford this, please, this is what I can afford. And I'm sure once you get in action, your brain, the prefrontal cortex, will give you that intelligent way of thinking, and ask others, of course, and then you start to see that things are falling into place. Then the next is follow a sleep routine. Follow a sleep routine. So mine, at the end of the day, I make sure that I don't watch telly at the end and then fall asleep. I read my Bible, and it just gives me my mind to be at rest. And I encourage my children also to put down their devices and just read the Bible or read a book and then sleep. And that just helps set your prefrontal cortex, which is the front bit. So if you clench your fist, that's how it is, and it's just the one that's here, just there of your fist. That's the prefrontal cortex, just at the top of your forehead there. And then, so that will help, it will help it set there. And the next is deny the drama. And what do I mean by this? So avoid getting into gossips with people, because the drama fires up the amygdala, which is our emotional brain. Emotional brain is, using my hand, it's quite easy. That the thumb there, which the prefrontal cortex is there underneath it, that's the amygdala. So the thumb there, it's there, and it fires it up when you start gossiping. It fires up emotions, and it causes the prefrontal cortex to get out of alignment, and we don't want that, because we want that executive functioning of our brain to reduce the anxiety in us. So don't get caught up in gossip. It doesn't do your brain any good. Trust me, I used to do that, and sometimes I catch myself and say, Toyin, you don't, that's no business of yours, and I just catch myself sometimes and remind myself it's doing my brain damage. So, and then move your body. Yeah, dancing, I love dancing. If you check some of my videos, you see that I love dancing. So dance, move, listen to music. It's amazing for your brain. And then the last one, which is number 5, I'll share the next 5 in another video, is find ways to express gratitude. Find ways to express gratitude. Oh my gosh, I can't emphasize this enough, because the gratitude activities that you have, they sort of like increase the positive emotions, which inhibits other positivity things, connections in your brain, and it will make you stay alert that yes, things are not going well right now, but I am grateful for things that are going well. So that's all I'm going to say to you today. And I can't emphasize this enough, guys. You are in control of your mind. We have a sound mind, but it's the activities externally that we're allowing to affect us. And we've all gone through a lot of horrific things. But I pray, Lord, that you, oh Jesus, just anoint us, Father. And I always pray, Lord, please anoint us with the oil from the top of our heads to the sole of our feet, so that we can be in action, doing your will, God, because I know this is difficult for us all. But be in control of your mind, and don't let don't let the thoughts run away and feel you are not in control, because you are. So guys, don't forget to get your hush to roar. And remember, guys, subscribe, press that notification bell so you don't miss a brilliant video. Guys, I love you. Remember, your inner child has a voice. Don't suppress it. Let it roar. Thanks for listening.